Hi guys, my name is Michael. Welcome back. So in this video, I'd like to bring a few things to your attention. As you guys know, a lot is going on in the crypto space. And I think for the last couple of videos, I've been talking about, the months of July, August, and September. And I think in one of my videos, I explained to you guys that these 3 months will be important for the crypto space. And I believe that we are going to hit some sort of crescendo in the month of September. So as we move towards that month of September, I feel it's necessary for me to share a few things that will help you sort of maximize the season that we're in. And if you've been following the videos that I've been making, you will know that I've been speaking out of the Bible, especially from the book of Mark. And so today I want to bring a few things to your attention. And, in a previous video, I focused mainly on verse 28 of this particular scripture, but today I want to focus on verse 27 because it's so important to what I want to talk about. So the Bible says here, and should sleep by night and rise by day, and the seed should sprout and grow. He himself does not know how. So to put this in context, this is talking about the sower who goes out to sow on the, scatter seed on the ground, and saying that the farmer who scatters the seed, he doesn't know how things happen, what's going on behind the scenes that makes the seed to sprout. And if you use this sort of analogy in the crypto space, as investors, the only decision or the only control you have is your buying and your selling decisions, but you do not have control of the market. You cannot tell the market to go up and come down. That is not under your control. And so as investors in the crypto space, we must understand what is in our control and what's not in our control, right? And one of the things that is not in our control in the crypto space is how the market reacts. And so this must be something that you come to terms with, that you cannot dictate whether the market will go up or come down. We don't know what the market is going to do tomorrow. We can guess, we can predict, but nobody is certain what is going to happen with the markets tomorrow or next year, whatever, only God. Do you get? So that is something we need to understand. So with that being said, let me just tell you a few things. So as we come into this season, right, one of the problems that we're going to have, especially for new investors in the crypto space, when I look at my subscribers, I can see that, a number of them, are new. Some people are just coming into investing, not just crypto, but this is their first foray into investing. So it's important for you guys to understand a few things. But I see some issues, right? That some things that we need to deal with that may present issues as we go into this season of harvest that I've been talking about. The first thing is some concepts like diamond hands and hodling, right? All this concept just basically means that, hold on to your crypto for dear life, hold on to it, make sure you don't sell or something like that. And, just hold on to it. And these concepts are good in certain conditions, but not in the season that we're in, because I've been telling you guys since that we're in a trader's market. So things like diamond and hodling needs to be put in perspective. Also, there are issues with selling. A lot of investors have problems selling, right? To many investors that are coming to crypto space, buying is very easy. A lot of people buy without problems. They can buy, suggest a crypto, they will go buy. They don't have issues with it. But when it comes to selling, a lot of people have issues with selling. And one of the problems that people have when it comes to selling is something called FOMO, the fear of missing out. Because every time a crypto project is going up, right, you see investors staring at their portfolios, staring at their exchanges, but there is no courage to sell because they feel like, what, if I can just wait a bit, it's going to go higher, it's going to go higher. So you have this fear of missing out. Do you get? I don't want to miss out on the next leg of this pump. Do you get? And also you have a greed sets in. Do you get? It can go higher, it can go higher. So selling becomes a problem for a lot of investors. And so today I want to just share with you some ways that will help you, some things that will help bring perspective and also help you maximize the season. Last thing I want to say regarding this is that a lot of people do not understand that the crypto market full is rife with volatility. Crypto space is synonymous with volatility. I came from the stock market, right? And I'd seen volatility in the stock market, but nothing like what the crypto space does. I mean, the crypto space can go up in 1 minute, come down. And I'm talking about huge moves, right? Up, down. Like it swings very, very drastic, as in from left to right. So the crypto market is a very volatile market, very volatile. And this is something that we need to understand. So let me show you a few things. So if you take a look at this chart here, this chart is Dogecoin from 2021 till now. Now, if you take a look at it here, around 2021, Dogecoin hit its all-time high. I think it was around 75 cents, right? And if you take a look at it here, it came down and you can see it trading sideways here for a long time. For over 2 years, it was trading sideways, and we see it start going back up in 2025, and then it's back down again. So it has never returned to its all-time high, right, since 2021. So that's something we need to take into consideration. So the reason why I showed you that chart is because I want to talk about this guy's story, which will help you understand what I'm trying to say today. So this guy is Global Conteseto. His name is Doge Millionaire. If you search on Google, you'll find his story. So basically, around 2021, around 2020 or 2021, he's a musician. He bought Dogecoin for around 5 cents. He invested around 250K, thereabout, between 180 to 250K in Dogecoin. And, when Doge hit this all-time high, his portfolio of 250K had risen to over $3 million. So basically, he saw the gains in his portfolio, risen to over $3 million. But he wanted to diamond. He was diamond handing, right? So basically, he said he was not going to sell. He was going to wait for Dogecoin to continue. He felt the Dogecoin will continue going higher. So he held on to his coins, didn't sell a single coin. But what happened after that is that he watched his portfolio, which was at some point over $3 million, come down to this point where the portfolio became even less than his initial investment. So at some point, he was seeing over just $200,000 in his portfolio. And remember, he invested close to 250K. And so this is just a story to give you an understanding of how the crypto market works. Do you get? And you will see that here it says that instead of locking in gains, right, he held on diamond hands. When the market reversed, his portfolio plummeted drastically, losing most of the gains. Do you get? And they said at some point his portfolio of over $3 million, during the high, dropped to around 200 to 300K. With him, he later admitted, I should have sold some. I should have sold some. Do you get? And if you take a look at the third point there, it says that now that the thing is going up, he has already made up his mind that he's going to take profit along the way. Now, so this guy's experience doesn't have to be your own experience, right? We don't need to learn by experience. We can learn from people's mistakes and people's examples, right? So when this Dogecoin was at its all-time high, he had over $3 million. Greed setting, FOMO, the fear of missing out. It could go higher. I want to sell at the peak. Those are some of the things that make people hold on to things longer than they should, right? And so we don't want to make this mistake as we come into this season that I've been telling you guys about. And that's why I'm bringing all these things to your attention. So let's talk about profit taking, because this is where a lot of people are having problem. And one of the things that I want you to know that, profit taking is not just about you needing the money. It's actually a discipline. It's actually a psychology, a mindset. Do you get? Because when it comes to selling crypto, right? A lot of people believe that, people sell because they need the money. So if I don't need the money, if I'm good, my job is still, I'm good outside, I have money outside, I don't need to sell. And that is a wrong mindset. When it comes to selling or profit taking, it's more about discipline than even needing the money. Yes, you could need the money to put in certain, other projects that you're working on. Do you get? For instance, if you've invested in one particular project and it has done well, it's a good thing to take profit from there and put in something else that is not probably doing well at that time. Do you get? But I want you to understand that profit taking is not about you being broke or you needing the money. It's more about the discipline and the psychology. Now, one of the things that profit taking will do, it will help you avoid a trap that a lot of people fall into, right? Which is the fact that, everybody wants to wait for it to get to the peak. But if you listen to what I said in the beginning, nobody knows how this, no, you cannot control the market. So you cannot decide where the peak will be. The peak could have been yesterday, and you are still here saying that I want to wait for the peak. Meanwhile, the peak could have been 2 days ago, right? The peak could have been 3 days ago. The peak could have been 5 days ago. And you're here saying, I want to wait for the peak. So nobody knows where the peak is. And this is the pit that a lot of people fall into. I want to wait for the top. I want to sell at the very top, right? Even though they have gains, even though their portfolio has doubled, tripled, but they want to wait for the peak because there's that greed there that are setting. or there's that fear that, if I sell now, I'm going to miss out on the peak and all that. So a lot of people fall into this trap and they watch their portfolio go up and watch it come back down. Now, if you have never seen your portfolio go up and come back down, you will not appreciate anything that I'm saying here. It will all look like, it will just look like I'm speaking gibberish. But when you see like that guy, when you see $3 million come back down to 200K, you understand. Do you know there was let me give you a story, a particular stock I was into, Peloton Interactive. I bought that company. I watched it go up to $170 during the pandemic, right? And I was trying to diamond hands. That stock right now came down from that high of $170. Is now trading, at some point was trading at $4, is now trading at $8. It has never gone back there again. Now, if you've seen your portfolio do that and watch it come back down, then you will understand what I'm saying. But like I said, also, you do not have to learn by experience. You can learn from other people's mistakes, right? Another thing that profit taking does for you as an investor is that it helps you overcome greed and attachment to the project. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is that when we're talking about money, when you come into contact that has anything that has to do with money, you need to understand that money is a spirit. It's very seductive, right? A lot of people have fallen in love with these projects. People talk about XRP like, like they're in love, like they're talking about their partners. I love this, I love it. It's just, it invokes sort of emotions that shouldn't be there, right? So understand that you're not supposed to set your affections on these things, right? These are just projects, right? So profit taking will help you sort of emotionally detach from the project, because if you can sell it, then it doesn't have control over you. What a lot of people do not understand, especially those people that they cannot find the willpower to sell the coin, is that they are not, most of them are not in control. The projects are in control of them, right? But when you put in place this sort of profit-taking action, it gives you that discipline. It sort of emotionally detach. You detach emotionally from the project. Do you get, so that you don't fall into the trap, that emotional trap where you love the project so much that you forget that you're an investor. Do you get what I'm saying? And also it helps you overcome greed. It helps you overcome greed. So profit taking is more about discipline than even needing the money, because it helps you overcome greed and all that. And also if you mix, things like sell limit order to your strategy, then you don't have to, you don't have to come to that emotional point where, you're looking at the crypto, it has gone up, but, you're trying to press the button to sell, but it's too difficult because you're thinking that it might go up. If you just put a sell limit order, it will execute automatically, without you having to go into an emotional roller coaster, oh, should I sell? Will it go up more? You don't have to go into all those things if you put a sell limit order. So those things are just, going to help you in the season that we are coming into. Do you get? So I just thought I'd bring that. Another thing I want to say is that in a trader's market, there are a few things that I want to just, that I believe will be helpful for you. Now, and I've told you guys in the beginning that it's important for you to have an exit strategy. That means you need to have your price points. Know when you want to take profit. Now, when I'm talking about profit taking and selling, it doesn't mean that, oh, sell everything. No, you take profit along the way. Do you get? You might decide that, okay, if this thing gets to, if my investment doubles or triple, I'm going to sell 25%, right? You still go, you've still got 75%, right? And that's the greed that a lot of people that's the greed trap. If you sell 25%, you've still got 75% in the game. Do you get what I'm saying? So you must have a strategy. Do you get? You must have your price points. If it gets here, I want to sell this certain amount of coins. I want to sell this, and you take out your profit along the way. You don't have to sell everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sell all your, but you need to, incorporate the practice of taking profits along the way, along the journey. So you have different price points where you believe you can take profits from your investment. Do you get? And one of the things about taking profits along the way, I think, you need to, at some point, get your capital, at least your capital, out of the project. So if you invest $1,000 in a particular coin, right, and it has gone up to 4,000, right, it's only reasonable for you to take out your 1,000 that you put in. So what you have now is that you have taken out your capital. The remaining 3,000 is all gain. So even if that crypto goes down, right, you know that you're not at a loss. Think about the guy that invested in Doge. When he was at $3 million, if he had taken out his 250K from that investment. Even if Doge came down to that point where it was, it would have had at least 250K buying power to buy back into Doge. But he didn't even touch it. So what I'm saying to you guys, and my own, and this is not financial advice, do you get, this is just my own opinion, right? At some point, get your capital out. At least your capital. If you can get your capital out, fine. But if not, at least have a strategy where you can take profits along the way. Do you get? Also, do not let social media hype dictate whether you buy or sell. Everybody's going to talk about it. For instance, I've been talking about WikiCat for over, I think my first video on WikiCat was around 2023 or so. I've talking about it for a while. I spoke about WikiCat 2 months ago, but you can see right now the number of WikiCat's videos that have come out in the last 1 week, because WikiCat is up now, has been a lot. So if you're somebody that pays attention to social media hypes, right, at this point, based on what everybody, WikiCat could hit this week, it would dictate, you will start having greed will enter into your mind. Do you get? So don't allow social media to dictate what you do or do not do, because those guys are not going to be there, do you get, to help you out. Do you get? So make sure you have a plan. The videos, once the project starts going up, the videos are going to come out. A lot of social media posts, Reddit, Twitter, everywhere. And if you're someone that is swayed, by the wind, to and fro, you will not be able to capitalize, and you will not be profitable in this season, frankly speaking. Another thing you need to understand is that the crypto exchange is not a savings account. This is not a bank account. So the fact that you log into your app and you see a particular figure there, don't think that when you come back tomorrow, there's no guarantee that that figure will be there tomorrow. So until you sell, until you hit sell, you have not locked in your gains. So you might see your figures there looking at, like that guy, he saw $3 million there. He was looking at him. But what he didn't realize that is an exchange figure. That is a market figure. It can change. The market can go up or down. Until you sell, you have not locked in that gain. And you need to understand that those figures that you're seeing today, you can come in tomorrow and see something totally different. So that is something that we must understand as we go into this season. So in closing, I just want to point out a few things. This video is already getting too long. Well, profit taking, you must sell. If the money is not in your wallet, you have not taken out profit. If you still have it in the, in the coin or anything, that is not profit taking. Also understand that the market give it, the market can also take. You are not in control of the market. Do you get? That is something we need to understand. Also, crypto gains can be fleeting. What you're seeing today, come back in 3 hours, tomorrow, it might not be there again. Also, utilize tools like sell limit orders so that you don't have to deal with the emotion of buying, of selling. Do you get? If you put your sell limit order, when it gets there, it's sold. You don't have to sit on your app and start praying, Lord, should I sell? Should I sell? A lot of people are waiting for the voice of the Lord to speak whether to sell or not. But if you have heard correctly, you would have put in your sell limit orders. Do you get? And then, things just execute. Also, you can use a profit-taking spreadsheet. You can put your apps on spreadsheet and decide what points you want to take your profits at, and all that. Also, once you sell, like I said, if you're somebody that doesn't need the money in your life, do you get? If you don't need the money for day-to-day things, you can keep the money in a stable coin. So if you sell your particular project and you feel like you don't need the money, you can pack it in a stable coin. I always tell people in my membership, to use PAXG. We can pack it in gold. Do you get? You can put it in PXG. Just keep it there, let it be there, or you can put it in USDC or USDT, whatever token is your favorite. And this will give you buying power so that in case the market presents another opportunity where it goes down, you can buy back in again at a lower price. Do you get? So guys, I just thought I should bring this to your attention. There's going to be a lot of volatility. There's also going to be a lot of opportunities, like I've told you guys, but we must understand that it is a trader's market, right? And so certain concepts like diamond hand, hodling, and all these things may not necessarily be the best strategy at this time. So guys, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. Remember, if you like videos like this, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you want to get access to my exclusive content, please join the membership here on YouTube or Patreon as well. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.